Google and Saving Face in China. Palma, Unit 7, Article 31, Computer Science, Section 313/50. Presented by Selena Medina. Outline. The difference between GooglevsChinaQ and Google.com Hong Kong. Google gets hacked. Backstory. Aftermath. China's reputation. Why Google is important to China. How will this affect China? Beijing's reaction. Beijing's actions. Reasons why Beijing should stop while they're ahead. Article conclusion. And interesting outside facts. GooglevsChinaQ versus Google.com Hong Kong. GooglevsChinaQ is a censored China-based search engine. Google.com Hong Kong is a Hong Kong-based search engine not filtered or censored. The Hong Kong site is not subject to the same censorship rules as the primary China site. Hong Kong falls under separate laws and political systems from the rest of China, including those governing censorship. Google gets hacked. Backstory. The source code of Google.cn becomes hacked in a highly sophisticated attack. Private Gmail accounts of Chinese human rights activists are targeted. Google takes action on January 12, 2010, announcing they will no longer honor their original deal with China to censor search results on GooglevsChinaQ. Aftermath. On March 22, 2010, Google announces they are redirecting users of GooglevsChinaQ to Google.com Hong Kong, thus allowing Chinese users an opportunity for uncensored and unfiltered search results. This move ensures the Google company is not abandoning Chinese users completely. China's reputation. The foreign business community feels that China has become an increasingly hostile market. According to the American Chamber of Commerce in China, the increase in companies feeling unwelcome is on a rise. 23% in 2008, 26% in 2009, and 38% currently. Why Google is important to China. Google's presence in China was a force for good that increased the flow of information. It is also important for advertisers who want to reach Chinese consumers. How will this affect China? Negative feelings will likely affect U.S. and Chinese relations. Some Chinese believe Google has closely coordinated with the U.S. State Department or has been directed by them in its calls for internet freedom. Public criticism by Chinese officials will not be well received by the U.S. U.S. and China will continue to grow increasingly snappish about their economic relationship and the value of China's currency. Beijing's reaction. Beijing mounted an aggressive public relations campaign against Google. According to Channel News Asia, the campaign was quoted calling Google's action totally wrong and claiming that its actions violated its written premise. Beijing's actions. New York Times reports Beijing is already filtering and sometimes blocking access to search results to Google.com Hong Kong. China Mobile and China Unicom have either announced or are expected to announce the cancellation of business deals for mobile search and Google's Android phone. Some access to Google will remain so the government can show they are sensitive to scientists and others who are worried about the impact Google's departure will have on the country's innovative mobility. Beijing should stop while they're ahead because, 1. Their counter moves may be enough for them to declare victory. By continuing to filter sensitive material, their government can claim they did not back down from foreign pressure. If they stop, it will be a welcome sign that the Chinese leadership cares about their increasingly negative view of China and the U.S. domestic politics and can do something about its moderating its own foreign pronouncements. Article conclusion. China's increasingly assertive economist's international stance over the last 6 months suggests, however, that the foreign businesses and the U.S. policymakers can expect things to get worse before they get better. Interesting outside facts. Google was not the only target assumed to be hacked by Chinese government. Quote, we discovered that at least 20 other large companies were similarly targeted, says Google spokesman Jay Nancaro. Investigations by other organizations have increased that number to at least 34. China has more internet users, about 350 million, than other countries and provides a lucrative search engine market worth an estimated $1 billion last year. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton spoke out about this controversy, quoting companies such as Google should refuse to support, quote, politically motivated censorship, and we look to Chinese authorities to conduct a thorough investigation of the cyber intrusions, and also called for tough action against people and states that carried out cyber attacks. Thank you. The end.